So I don't know exactly what I want to build, but I know I want it to be large. It'll probably end up being some sort of mega base, which means it's going to require a lot of materials. So that's going to be fun gathering all that. So on this website called Plotz Modeller, it kind of gives you these like dimensions / designs to build certain shapes like circles or spheres out of blocks or cubes, like Minecraft blocks would be, and it's super useful when it comes to building in Minecraft. And the other day I found it gives designs for this shape, which is, it's called a torus, but really, I mean, it's like a donut, you know? It looks super interesting to me. So I say to start off this project, why not start it off with a gigantic floating donut or ring in the sky, and then we'll go from there. So we're gonna make this gigantic ring out of deep slate, this block here, because with a stone cutter, you can turn it into a bunch of different variants that look pretty good, like these ones here. Now the problem becomes how to harvest that much deep slate, but there is no need to worry, because after a little bit of research, I found someone who designed a machine that breaks deep slate for you using TNT. It should speed up the process a bit, and of course all the links to all this stuff that I'm using will be in the description. Now I have everything to build this machine except just a few materials, one of them being a horn coral fan. But luckily, because I've been in this world so long, I know exactly where a coral reef biome is. We're gonna grab a few of these because who knows, we might need more than one. And we're also gonna need a little bit more netherite, but that's not hard to get, it's just a little bit of mining. Now we're gonna go down to the level where deep slate spawns. Luckily I have a mine down here already. And now we just need to clear out a little bit of space so we can build this machine, and then we can test it out. How this is supposed to work is it's supposed to shoot a TNT out onto this ancient debris, which will then explode this part. I mean, really there's not much to explode here. Once we get into the wall, that'd be better. But yeah, and then the whole contraption moves forward and it dupes the TNT, and we keep moving. So let's see if it actually works. Boom. Let's try it again. Just like that, we can come over here and pick up the cobbled deep slate. We got 30. We got 45. We got 45 just from those two explosions. And cobbled deep slate, of course, is the type of deep slate that you need because you can turn it into all sorts of stuff. Now I'm probably going to essentially make another one that's kind of attached to it, next to it, so we just get a bit of a wider range, but it should be working. Ooh! Dual fire. Okay, so for some reason only the right side shot and moved forward, so now the two machines aren't in sync anymore, and I don't really want to take it apart and rebuild it again, so I'm just gonna continue with the right side. Unfortunately, I have run into a deep dark biome and a lava pit. This is actually a complete ancient city that I'm next to, and this is unfortunately a good sized lava pit that I'm gonna have to deal with. You can't run this machine through lava pits, and you also can't turn the machine, so I gotta fill this lava pit in with blocks, but that's me making noise next to all these warden sensors. Every time I fill in a couple blocks, I could spawn in a warden, and then I either have to fight it or wait it out. This is like the longest lava pit right in front of me, exactly where I need it to not be. Oh, he just spawned. Or give me a second, let me fill in at least a few more blocks. Alright, we're out, and we're out, and we're out. I can't see anything. And there he is, back underground yet again. Alright, time to get out of here. Man, these warden sensors are relentless. They hear you so much as plays one block and they have a warden on you in like 5 seconds. Okay, it's been a little while, but I think I've finally collected enough deep slate for this big flying donut. I have decided to turn all the cobbled deep slate into deep slate bricks because, I mean, why not? Seems like a good option. And when I finish this, we will get started on the ring. And now begins the first layer of the flying donut. Probably gonna take a while. Oh my goodness. Okay, we finally took a little bit of trial and error. But we finally got the first, not even the first layer, the first part of the first layer we got done. And it took a while because we kept on messing up the circles, off by one block here, off by one block there. And that would make the whole circle uneven. It would turn it into like an oval. Unfortunately, we're gonna run out of bricks just barely. We don't have enough, so that means we're going back underground. Okay, I lost where I came in here. I lost my hole. My goodness, that is a big ring. And it looks pretty cool, but man, I hope I never ever have to do anything like that again. That took forever. So what I have done is I have found the center again, because I was slightly off. This was supposed to be the center of the whole circle, but because I built some of the layers a little off and had to go back and fix that, the center moved from right here to right here. So what we did is we extended lines sticking all the way out and through the 4 sides of this ring, and then right at the edge of this line sticking out, we're gonna build a gigantic pillar, and we're gonna build 4 of those, and we're gonna have chains holding up this gigantic circle. Hopefully, that's the plan. So to make sure I get the blocks right, directly below the edge of this thing sticking out here, which is 30 blocks out, I'm going to place some gravel down, and it should fall perfectly. I lost it. Where'd it go? Okay, here we go. So this should be the direct edge of that, and let's go ahead and do that to all 4 sides actually. Unfortunately, these trees are in the way, so they're gonna have to go. So not surprisingly, I ran out of deep slate again. So I came to this trial chamber where there's a slime spawner, so I can get some more slime, to make more slime blocks, to make a bigger deep slate breaker machine, and hopefully collect deep slate a lot faster. So I'm thinking we make a 5 wide TNT deep slate breaker, and we'll see how that treats us. Now I'm pretty nervous about if this is gonna work or not, and if I did this correctly. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. Let's see here. Okay, 3 of them worked. 3 of them worked. There was some sort of a disconnect here. Well, I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay, so we've done nothing except to build it the same exact way and eat some chicken. So let's see if that fixes the problem. 3, 2, 1. It looks like we got 4. It looks like we got 4 to work this time. Oh my goodness. Alright, let me see if I can fix this. Let's give it a shot. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. All 5. All 5 are working. At least for that first one. Do we get all 5 twice? Oh my goodness. I'm struggling here, guys. The chains, the chain links aren't thick enough. They're not the same. They're crooked. Kind of everything about this is just looking wrong right now. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not liking how this is turning out. We might have to make some adjustments. I guess it's now just like one of those like wires instead of like chains, because my chains looked really bad and at least the wires are straight. So we're gonna go ahead and do that on all 4. So all of the attachments, the ropes, they're not chains anymore. I don't know what they are. The wires, I guess, have been attached from the pillars to the flying donut. Although now it's no longer a flying donut. It's just a donut. It's just your standard donut. You know, it doesn't look as cool as like well done chains would have, but it's not terrible. For now, they're good enough. It's time to move on and figure out what we're doing next. Okay, so I think I've finally decided what I want to do with this build. So we are gonna try to make a floating city. That's we're gonna drop down. So we're gonna have some chains, hopefully some actual chains, dropping down a big platform that's gonna be holding up a futuristic looking city, maybe like a cyberpunk style. We'll see how that comes about when we get there. But also right now I want to decorate these pillars going up, and how I want to do that is with redstone lamps, like going all the way up the towers in a pattern. Basically, we're gonna need a lot of redstone lamps and even more observers. Using observers and redstone lamps, you can make some pretty cool patterns and designs. The thing is, for as many redstone lamps as you use, you need twice as many observers. The observer crafting recipe uses cobblestone, quartz, and redstone. And then redstone lamps, you need glowstone and also redstone. My point is, we need lots and lots of redstone. The first thing I'm gonna do is go down to where we sent the deep slate breakers through and just find any exposed redstone there and pick it up, but I doubt it's gonna make a dent in how much we actually need. Which is why my primary plan is to kidnap a villager, boat him out into the middle of the ocean, and construct a raid farm. As most of you probably know by now, if you find a village and you drink one of these ominous bottles, that will start a raid. During the raid, witches will spawn, at least in hardcore mode. I'm not entirely sure about the other modes. And when you kill the witches, they drop redstone, and a pretty decent amount of it. We are going to continuously spawn raids over and over again until we have enough redstone. And like I mentioned before, to spawn a raid you need ominous bottles. To get ominous bottles you can just go to a pillager hut thing like this, where all these guys should be, and you just find the one with the flag and kill him, and then wait till you find another one with the flag and kill that guy. Where's your captain? Where's your captain? Ah, the captain finally decided to show his face. Excuse me, guys, and there is the bottle right there. Okay, it's been a while and we've only gotten like 3 ominous bottles. This process is not as quick as I had hoped, so we're probably gonna have to build like an ominous bottle farm. It's one damn farm after another for these things. But right now I want to go test out the raid farm and see if that actually works. Okay, and we have a raid. And we have a raid going. Come at me, raid. Oh, look at that. Because there's a villager in this structure, whenever I drink an ominous bottle, it starts a raid, and the mobs can only spawn on this platform to where they're funneled down to me, and I just simply chop off their legs and collect all the loot. Oh, the witch. And just from that one wave, we got 23 redstone dust. We're getting gunpowder, potions of instant health, emeralds, and the best part about it is going to be these things. These totems of undying, which will be real sweet. But like I said, before we can go full throttle on that, we need to build this ominous bottle farm. Luckily, the design seems pretty simple. Bro, these pillagers, relax, guys. Oh my goodness, these guys are relentless. Calm down, holy cow. Oh my goodness, it's almost like these guys don't want me here doing this, turning their home into a farm. They put up their best effort to stop it, but they're all going to be lured in by the iron golem and then trapped. And while that's happening, I'll be AFKing way up in the sky. And I am going to AFK up here for, let's say, 15 minutes. And we'll see what kind of loot we get. Alright, let's see here. Let's see what we got. Let's see if this thing was even working. It's hard to tell when you're that high up in the sky. But it looks like, and it sounds like, things are happening. Ow. Oh, it's working alright. Let's go ahead and collect all these bottles. 132 bottles, I think. That's pretty good in my book. Now I'm just going to do as many raids as my sanity can handle for now, and we'll see where we're at. we got a lot of totems. Let me just say that right off the bat. We got a pretty good amount of emeralds. We got a lot of totems of undying. We all together have a decent amount of redstone. In addition to just getting redstone from the raid farm, I'm also trading the emeralds I get from the raid farm for redstone. On top of that, I have my second account AFKing at the iron farm, so I can then take that iron and trade that for emeralds, and then trade those emeralds for redstone. We're trying to do everything we can for redstone. The quartz and glowstone we can just mine in the nether because we don't need that much of it, and the cobblestone we can just mine from our big stone generator, the one we built to get enough stone to build the mountain. And with all that, we made a bunch of redstone lamps and a bunch of observers and lined them up along the sides of the pillars, which in and of itself was harder to do than I imagined it would be. I also decided to add magma blocks to some of the portions of the pillar. It just makes the redstone side of things a little easier, and I think it looks really cool. What should happen is with this redstone clock going on and off here at the center of the pillar, Should activate this redstone underneath the observers, which should see it and turn on and off as well. Also, they should send a signal all the way up the whole column. As you can see, the arrows on the observers are pointed up, and each time they go up to the next one, they activate the observer to the left of it, which should activate the redstone lamp on the outside. So we finished all the redstone parts, but here's the problem, and it's a pretty big problem. It's not one of those problems, it's like, oh, it's a small problem and it's fun to solve. This one just sucks, and it's probably something I could have foreseen, which makes it even more frustrating, but I didn't even think about it. As I'm sure many of you know if you work with redstone, that having too many components working at once really slows down your computer, which totally makes sense, and I don't know why I didn't think about this at all, but I have hundreds and hundreds of components working at the same time, and so my PC kind of just looked at me and was like, bruh, you and I both know we're not loading all of this right now. I just wish I had realized before I crafted everything and put it all in place, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So we have a solution to this problem. I know there are certain mods that make running redstone easier on your PC. That's not really the direction I want to take with this, but we're gonna fix this later because I have a different project I want to work on right now. And the name of that project is Project Pumpkin Farm. That's right, we're making a sea lantern farm. The name is deceiving. You know, sea lantern blocks are like some of the most modern looking blocks in Minecraft, and if we're gonna make a modern looking city, we're gonna need a lot of sea lanterns. If I now AFK above this farm, guardians will spawn near this ocean monument and get pushed up into this confined space. When they die, they drop prismarine crystals and prismarine shards, which you can then craft into sea lanterns. They also drop fish, and every once in a while I think a squid gets up in there and drops ink, but mostly it's prismarine crystals and shards. In order to be efficient, I'm going to move my second account over to the sea lantern farm and have him AFKing over there, while I'm over here working on the city. This looks sick, honestly. And just like that, we have our super thin city floor. Yes, of course, it would be way too thin to hold up a city of any kind, but we started off this project with a flying donut, and physics has never really been Minecraft's forte, so this is what we got. And man, do we have some area to work with for this city. I've also decided to use glowstone instead of the redstone lamps, and we need a ton of it, so I will be trading and mining for this stuff for the next foreseeable future. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, that is all of the pillars all glowstoned up. Looking all fancy. Look at that. Things are coming along. Holy cow, this looks wild. Alright, now we're going to see if we can do chains attaching this floating disc to the donut, because it's straighter and it should be easier. So the first building we're going to work on is going to be the tallest building and hopefully the coolest looking in the whole city. It's going to be at the center, and it's going to be the spectacle that the whole city kind of looks up to, if that makes sense. It's actually going to be two buildings. I'm going to call them the DNA Towers. You should find out why here pretty soon. And now you guys probably understand why they're called the DNA towers. They're in the rough shape of a double helix, which is what human DNA is, and probably animal DNA. I'm not gonna lie, the towers are coming out kind of cool. I like them. We're gonna need a lot of glass and concrete for the towers, so I'm down here in the mine smelting just as much sand as I can get my hands on. Alright, it's just a building. I'll relax with the music for a little bit, but I get carried away. Some of these songs are pretty sick. Guys, a creeper just walked up to me and exploded next to this TNT machine, and I didn't hear it because I didn't have my headphones on. It just proceeded to, like, in a chain reaction, blow up the TNT from most of this 5-pronged deep slate breaker TNT machine. That's insane. I've decided to just fix up this one on the end that was the least damaged and just move forward with one from now on because I do not feel like fixing all 5. The next step in building this city is to actually build the city. So I'm just going to fit in as many buildings as I can inside this circle, and they're going to be empty buildings. I'm not going to take the time to furnish inside of each one, but hopefully when they're all there, it'll look pretty cool. Buildings are all in place. They look pretty good. It took forever. Now it's time for the details. I'm just going to detail the parts one would see if they were to walk through the main road, the main parts of the city. Okay guys, I couldn't think of like anything other than restaurants to put along the sides of the paths. I mean, there's like 70 restaurants in this city, and they're all right next to each other. But honestly, I think I'm liking how it came out. We got most of the details in. We got the city's going, man. It is bustling. Well, it's not bustling, but it could be bustling if it wanted to, you know? Potential bustle. What a project, man. Holy cow. Alright guys, if you want to subscribe, I would really appreciate it, but it's totally up to you. To give you some motivation though, I'm going to try to hit this water bucket clutch. Oh my goodness, I did it. Did not think I was going to hit that.